So, I want to talk about something that keeps me up and why it's very frustrating. My book is not a young adult novel. Look, I have nothing against YA novels. In fact, there are a lot of YA books that I greatly enjoy. YA is a great genre. It helps its target age group deal with problems unique to the point in their lives they're going through. And when it comes to diverse YA, it's even more important showing young adults that they aren't alone in their particular specialized experiences. There are a lot of very talented, very hardworking creators. They're making very brilliant YA fiction that inspires confidence in positive change in young adults. I'm not one of them. So now that we've established that YA is great, let's talk about some of the comments I keep seeing on my work. I'm not going to say who said what, because this is not meant to attack or discredit any individual, but to address certain arguments I keep running into. There are two big ones I see, that I shoehorned in adult content and that my writing style is too much like a YA novel. So let's start with adult content. At no point in my writing process did I stop and think, oh no, if I don't add some violence, bad language, and sexual content, this will be young adult. First, because none of these topics are outside the realm of YA. It's the combination of the degree of graphicness and the way the material is handled that makes the difference between whether these are themes of a YA or an adult novel. My novel is pretty graphic in some regards and implied in others, but I write about these themes from the point of view of an adult, as my main character is one. A more recent critique I received that my adult content made the book inaccessible to children, even though there were childlike characters. The first way I'll address this is that my characters that are children are just children, not childlike. It's an important distinction because you can have childlike characters that aren't children. And in the same way that I didn't stop to think about whether or not my book would be YA, I never went into my author lair like, oh yes, by including this, I can make sure no children get a hold of my story. I also don't have a problem with young readers. I was a young reader. But just because a story has children in it doesn't make it a book for children. A Song of Ice and Fire has characters that are children, but you wouldn't assume it was a children's book because of it. Moving on to the second argument, I know I write in a simplistic manner. That's on purpose. Because while ostentatious, esoteric, and superfluous words and long strings of philosophical prattling may make me appear erudite, if I only do it to sound smart, I also come off as really pretentious. No one cares what you have to say if they don't actually know what you're saying. I want my stories to be accessible to the widest audience possible, and shutting people out because they have a smaller vocabulary than I choose to employ is silly. So I wasn't writing simplistically to appeal to a younger audience, but a wider one, which accounts for people who may not have had the same academic advantage as I have. In conclusion, I don't have a problem with YA novels. But my book is not one. And this was not done purposely, as I honestly didn't put any thought into whether or not my book was going to be YA when I wrote it. I like talking to people, so leave me a comment or a question if you have one. Oh yeah, and in the words of the venerable Varric Tethys, buy my book. By the way, my new background is actually a tablecloth I got to use for cons in the future, with a map of Magdra, which is the fantasy world of my book printed on it.